So now we're going to come over here and we're going to click on the lobby. So this is where you're going to kind of hang out and figure out who it is that you want to speak with, okay? So as you navigate through this up here, you're going to come down here specifically for you as Harvey Mudd students. You'll click on Enter, so Harvey Mudd Office of Career Services, okay? Click on that, and it will then take you into the Office of Career Services. And you will see over here on the right-hand side, booth representatives. Now, of course, right now this is the sandbox, and so I'm seeing individuals that work in the Office of Career Services, so Jeanette and Lynn and Sarah, but you will then see individuals from the different employers that are going to be booth representatives for you to go in and chat with, okay? So you'd click on chat. I want to chat with somebody in this specific booth. So I'm clicking on chat. It's going to give me this little waiting thing here that says waiting to chat, okay? So then if you go over that, it's going to say your status is waiting to chat. If you want to cancel out and go to a different booth where you may not have to wait as long, you can hit cancel, of course. I'm going to wait until this chat menu is opened up. It looks like Jeanette is the only one that's online in this booth, and so she will then welcome me into the chat, and we will engage in that chat, okay? This is going to be important. So again, you want to represent yourself as best as possible with a professional picture, have your resume updated. When you're in, right, so right now we live in this strange world where we only have about, shoulder and up, okay? So how are you representing yourself appearance-wise, right? So you want to look professional. Right now we're in a sandbox, so I'm in a work day, I'm wearing a collared shirt. I've got my glasses, I'm, relatively well kept, shaved and so forth. So we've all got our different distinct looks that we have. So the thing that, and all those are fine and good, the thing that you want to keep in mind though is how are you representing yourself through that, right? What sort of personality do you want to come across in these chats? Because what's happening in this virtual world is all that people are able to see is you on paper, and again, shoulders up. So when you're chatting with them, right, it may literally be chatting by way of typing. There may be options to chat face-to-face if you're on a Zoom call, but this is a strange world, and so you want to make sure that you kind of you put your best foot forward, so to speak. But that best foot forward these days is really, strangely enough, your shoulder up. Okay, so how do you represent yourself in that? So once you're done chatting with a representative, you have, I believe it's about 7 minutes to chat. That's the maximum time. It will then either cancel you out, it will kick you off in that 7-minute time frame, or you can say, hey, thanks so much for your time, and you can then cancel the chat, okay? The nice thing about Brazen that you'll find is when you are done chatting, especially if your time is up and you have been kind of escorted out of the chat, if you will, you can then, there's a section, there's a little box that allows you an opportunity to type any final thoughts. And I think it says something along the lines of, did you forget to mention something? So if there's final kind of parting words that you'd like to offer from the conversation that you were having with the representative from the employer, you can then type those words and you can send it off. And that note will then go to the booth representative, okay? So there's the chat. And then, yes, I want to cancel, I want to get out of that. It's pretty straightforward as far as the simplicity. So you want to get out of that booth and then you click back on the arrow to go back to your lobby. Okay, so each of these then are going to be for different purposes, different reasons. But the big things for you to keep in mind is how do you represent yourself from a visual and a kind of a written perspective? Is your resume updated? Does it represent the best version of you professionally? Have you had it reviewed by the Office of Career Services? And let me tell you, I work at a different Office of Career Services. I work for the Office of Career Strategies, I mentioned. But the professionals that you have at Harvey Mudd are, they are top-notch. I have found them to be so good at what they do. And so I'm so grateful that the students at Harvey Mudd have such an incredible Office of Career Services, provide great support. So I hope that you are taking full advantage of the services and the support that they offer. And one of those things would be making sure that your resume is written as well as possible to present yourself as well as possible in this virtual world that we currently, hopefully not always, but currently exist in. Okay, make sure your headshot is something that's professional as well. Make sure that everything is completed as thoroughly as possible. Put in the most accurate email address that you check on a regular basis. Your degree, again, you could do Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. You could just put chemistry. If you have, a major, a minor, double major, figure out best ways to communicate that, but make sure you are as clear as possible and that you're as professional as possible.